Hello everybody and welcome back to the Gaming Lounge. Today we're going to go over some replays. Currently I am at 6376, which is my season highest. Last season I got to 6601, that's what I finished at. My PB for last season was 6700. My overall highest trophies is 6844. Yeah, it's been a pretty good season. There's still, let's see, 17 days left, so we got about 2 weeks left and so I'm doing pretty good. I'm on the path to reach 7K finally. Let's go over the first replay against this player who's a 6600 player as well. That's what he finishes at, and he was using Expo. Now, Expo, when you're using Pekka Bridge Spam, it's not my favorite matchup. Um, if they could catch an Expo lock on when you're low on Elixir, you could be in trouble. Sometimes with this version of Pekka Brisbane with having mini Pekka and Elite Barbarians, I don't mind doing Pekka right away because sometimes you could starting hand them and get a really good push. I'm doing the Bandit to get some support and also the Magic Archer. So right here, the moment he played Cannon and Queen, I knew I was playing Expo. Um, Especially, well, I mean, it could be a bunch of different decks, but I just had a feeling that it was an Expo player just based on how he was playing. Um, so I go ahead and play the Elite Barbarians um, just to protect the tower. He just is Cannon and Fire Spirit and Log, and it completely shuts down the push. But it's fine because now we're even on Elixir, and when you're even on Elixir versus an Expo player, it's pretty good. The time that they're ahead in Elixir is when it's bad for the Pekka Brisbane player. Um, so I make a little mistake. I didn't think he was going to do an Expo aggressive like that when I played the Pekka in the back. So he gets a lot of damage. I had to play the E Wizard and Fireball just to DPS it down. And with him doing the Queen ability, it pretty much sets him up for a huge lead. I do get a Bandit Dash, and the Ewiz does get some damage on it, but overall, he's up 700 damage on that lead, so he won that exchange for sure. I'm trying to surprise him, just playing the Elite Barbarians, trying to put the pressure on him. I want him to use his Canyon, so he can't use it to defend his Expo. Um, and I do play very aggressive, so that's why sometimes I gain a lot of trophies and sometimes I just lose a lot of trophies based on my gameplay. He gets tons of rocket value right there. Um, that kind of pissed me off because not only does he get the rocket on the tower, but he gets my Pekka a third damage down, and he gets my Magic Archer's dead, and then he completely shuts down the push. That actually was pretty good play with the Elite Barbarians, but then again, he just rocket cycle with how fast of a cycle he has with the Fire Spirit and one Elixir Skeletons and Log. And so right now, this is a pretty tough game. This was his mistake, playing a defensive Expo like that. I don't know why he did that. Um, I was trying to predict his cannon. That's why I put the fireball in the middle instead of on the tower. I thought he was going to play his cannon, but he doesn't. So right now he has a perfect setup to do his Expo and cannon. But I put the pressure with the Elite Barbarian, so he has to use his one of the skeletons and with his knight. So he's not going to be able to get a lock on. He does get some damage with the log. I'm not sure why he played Cannon. He kind of panicked right there, but that gave me the opening to push with the Pekka. Play the Magic Archer to clean up the Canyon and to get a couple hits on the Queen. She's into the Queen's ability, which I like the Queen. The Queen's actually a really good card. This is what made me win. I was able to sneak in a mini Pekka. Um, I was able to protect the Magic Archer, and then, I mean, mini Pekka is going to get a hit, and then this is just this is the end. So he's not able to defend the Elite Barbarians with the Magic Archer, and so that was game one. That was a pretty fun game. Not gonna lie. Game two is against Drill. I do lose on this game. This is just a really hard matchup when you're playing Pocket Bridge Spam versus a Drill player. Um, I got this is the one of the matchups I have to get better at if I really want to climb to 7K and above. Just because a lot of people around 6 to 800 plus they do play um, the drill deck a lot. So I'm still trying to find a really good deck that does well against it. I know that the original Pro Spam deck does better against drill than the version I'm using with the Mini Pekka and Elite Barbarians, just because the original Burst Spam has a faster cycle. But I make a lot of mistakes in this matchup just because I get really tilted. It's a really frustrating matchup. Like right there, they were gonna hit regardless, so I didn't need to zap. And yeah, I just wasn't, I, you know, I just didn't want to play this matchup. This is just like playing 2.6 with Pekka Burst Spam. Playing 2.6 is just, it's the same way. It's super boring, and it's a super hard matchup. Um, so let's see what happens. So right now he's got my left hand tower to 1600. Yeah, yeah, no joke. Good luck. Like you're gonna win the game because you have 100 to 0 matchup. So, but it is what it is. So I'm just trying to play the Magic Arch in the back. He's just gonna fireball it. So that's another big mistake that I did. But I didn't really know what else to cycle. Maybe the mini Pekka play in the back. But yeah, this version of drill, it's a very skillful deck. You just spam stuff and defend with Inferno Tower and Skeleton Army. So even with a good zap, like it doesn't matter because he just pops off his ult. I mean, the thing with the Skeleton King, I just feel like he has a little bit too much life. I mean, he just defends that push with just the Skeleton King. Because I zapped the Skarmory, so the Skarmory wasn't why he defended. It's just the Skeleton King. So I mean, the Skarmory did give him the ability for the Skeleton King to get it full, so he could max it. But we'll see. I want to see because I do like Skeleton King. I think he's fun, but he's obviously the strongest champion out of all three. With the decks he's just in. Um, but yeah, I hope they eventually fix the game. The game's kind of I don't know. It's just not in a very good spot. I feel like, but yeah, they got to make it so that these 100 to 0 matchups go away. They got to make it so it's more 50-50 on doesn't matter what cards they're using. I really would like to see hard counters get beyond. I would like to see the game be more based on skill and how you play your cards and when you play your cards, rather than just do I have cards that just completely destroy my opponent's cards. Because that's kind of where this game is at. It's just like a crappier player could be a better player just based on matchups. Now I know matchups aren't everything, but they do. It affects on how fun the game is. And so this matchup, I should lose to. So the deck I play, Pekka Bershman in this version, loses to all log bait decks. It loses to all cycle decks pretty much. All cycle decks should have the advantage on these types of decks just because they have so many cards that are cheap that can just counter your Pekka. So he made a huge mistake. I don't know why he would do Skarmory in front of that because the Magic Archer just completely takes everything out. So this was actually a pretty easy game just because um, my opponent didn't know what he was doing. Um, and this is at 6,300, only 200 trophies away from being ranked, being top 10,000. So just shows you that crappy players could be at 6,300 plus this early just based on the decks they're using. So yeah, so that was actually a pretty good game. Then this last game that I ended up playing was Mega Knight Ram, and my deck does counter this deck, but this guy he actually played very well. I thought I was actually gonna lose. You'll see by what I mean. So it's kind of funny when people emote like that because I just mute my emotes when I play. One of these days I'll do a live stream, not a live stream, but a live recording, so you guys can see me play. But this was actually a really good push. I get my Pekka and my E was out, and I'm able to defend his push pretty easily. He goes and plays his queen. I go and play my mini Pekka, um, and he defends it with just the queen. And playing the E was like that, he's able to defend it. So, like right here, mini Pekka should be able to kill the queen right there. But it takes 2 hits, and then my mini Pekka dies. I go ahead and I play the E Barbarians, and I take his tower just because he doesn't have any mana to defend. But it puts me in a pretty awkward position because now I have a Mega Knight I have to defend, and his tower is almost gone though. But so I go ahead and play the Zap, and I play the Peck. I miss. I was trying to play the Puck in the middle, but I was like kind of lagging, so I didn't want the Mega Knight to jump on my tower, so I just played it on top of the Mega Knight. But usually, if I would have played in the middle, I would have able to stop the Bandit and the Mega Knight. But since I was lagging, I couldn't. I didn't want to play the Puck in the middle and then have the Mega Knight jump on the tower. That would have been bad. And so he plays his Hog Rider. I'm able to get my E-Wiz and Bandit on top of it, so it doesn't do that much damage. But he goes in lightnings and takes everything out and does like that much damage to the tower. And so at this point, I'm just playing defense. I know that there's only a minute left in the game. I know that I'm not going to try to take his other tower or try to go for the 3 crown. I'm just going to see what he's going to do. My cycle is pretty awkward because I don't have my Pekka, and I know that he has his Mega Knight. And so I play the Magic Archer and Mini Pekka in the back. I clean that up. I go and play the E-Barbs on the right to clean up the Ram Rider. I'm then gonna go ahead and play the Pekka. No, I play the E-Wiz because he does let lightning, which I didn't have to do the E-Wiz. That was a misplay. And then put the mini Pekka on top of the Queen so he um, doesn't do any more damage. And then I'm just kind of waiting to see what he's gonna do. I don't know why he keeps playing Bandit. But that's kind of an interesting play. But now he has a Ram Rider coming down, and I don't really have anything. I have to play the Elite Barbarians late, but he lightnings, and luckily there's only 5 seconds left because both my towers are pretty low. But I had 2 pushes that he couldn't defend. So even if he would have taken the right hand side, I think my Pekka would have taken the left hand side. But these were some recent games that I just got done playing. This weekend, I'm going to try to push up to 6,600 and then from there try to hit 7K. I hope you guys enjoy these videos. Make sure to subscribe and like and keep on clashing.